Hi, welcome to my allotment update. I'm sat in my favourite chair. I've only been coming later in the afternoon, early evening to water when it's really hot. And this is a little update of all the things that have been happening over the last couple of weeks since my last update. So the first thing I want to show you is this beautiful corner here. These are Clark ears or satin flower with corn flowers. Corn cockle. Sorry. Oh my lord, sorry about that. That's not a great start, is it? Right, so I really like this combination of flowers. That's what I wanted to show you. My next little update is to say that I had to dig up my first earlies and some of my second earlies because the rats were getting them. I haven't been earthing them up. There were lots sort of on the surface which the rats really enjoyed, and then they started digging for more, so I lifted them. They weren't great. There was quite a few guest potatoes in there, so it was lots of different varieties which kind of I wasn't quite sure how to cook them. But I know that you should just leave them to set a bit of a skin before you eat them, so I've washed them and I've put them in a cool dark place, and I'll try again tonight. I've got a nice big pot of hummus and I've got some salad to have with it. So that's my update here. This is my perpetual spinach that a friend gave me that's been in the polytunnel. I potted them all on, and probably tomorrow or Thursday I'm going to be lifting all the rest of the potatoes because they just seem to be popping up everywhere in this bed, and replace them with some greens, because quite a few greens and salad crops I put in have started to bolt. I've even got some chard bolting at the back there. The beetroot's looking great, so as soon as I get rid of these potatoes I should be able to have a much better look and see what crops are actually doing well. Obviously I'm looking forward to eating some nice potatoes, but I kind of regret putting half the bed to potatoes just because they're such big plants. They really need a lot better space than I've given them, and probably much better feeding. So this little construction I've made, it works really well in lots of ways, but what I need to do is put some kind of opening in it. I mean, it seems like an obvious thing to say, but it's actually really easy to lift the pigeon net up, but it does take it's just a little bit fussy. So I've thought of an idea of how to create an opening, so that should make it much easier for me to just step in and out when I need to, rather than have to fuss about with these little metal things that are keeping the netting down. Let's see here. I've not been strimming because it's been really dry, and I just want to leave it all to seed, and I will trim it once this coming heat wave is gone. So let me show you along here. My beans are doing really well. I have been watering them most days because I think they like quite a lot of water, and I put them in with some sweet peas, and just yesterday I put this morning glory. I popped a couple of morning glories in here, and there's a couple of self-seeded nasturtiums which I will encourage to grow up. So this is a lovely frame. This dead hedge is making a really nice frame for my little climbers to go up. They won't be little in a month's time, and hopefully I'll be cropping some of the beans too. Finally got some calendulas. Normally there's lots of calendulas on here, but this year I've only got 2 plants, but I'm really happy about that. I'm leaving some of these, this is a mullein. I'm leaving that in till next year because that will create a gorgeous big flower spike next year, and I absolutely love mulleins. There's a bit of comfrey nipping in there as well, so I'll have to carefully try and dig that out because that does get really, really big and it'll take over. So I've got some jasmine. My jasmine's flowering, so that will really create a lovely screen there, a fragrant screen. This is what's happening along here. The honeysuckle that I got from a friend is flowering and it smells divine. I love the smell of honeysuckle, it's one of my favourite smells. This little sweet pea is flowering. I think a couple of them got a little bit dry, so they sort of setting seed quite quickly, but I have been just watching them a bit more, so hopefully they'll last a bit longer. And there's a morning glory coming up there with those gorgeous heart-shaped leaves. This climbing rose is really starting to do something, so I'm going to have to think about creating some kind of frame for it. I'm hoping it is a climbing rose. It looks like it because it's getting really tall, but I'm a little bit nervous about working with it because of the spikes, so I'll have to get over my fear of being spiked. Right, or wear gloves. I'm going to try and get some gloves, but all my leather gloves have got holes in them, so it's a bit hit and miss. This honeysuckle that I bought in the spring is doing really well. This corn cockle is just about to flower. I've got a wild, I think that's a carrot. I absolutely love those flowers. So these are wildflowers I put in here. I think there's quite a few, but obviously I don't know all the wildflowers that well. This tarragon is wonderful. I'm not sure, I need to check what to do because I would love to harvest some because I really love tarragon in food. I've got a really nice couple of nice tarragon recipes. I've been trying to clear the bigger plants from around this rosemary that I got in the spring because I really want it to flourish. It's a really, really dry corner here. I'm guessing because of the hedge, so I'm being careful to water my new apple tree well, which I found in the car park. And I popped a couple of sunflowers in here yesterday and they are already looking really happy. Lavender's flowering, bees are loving it. Still quite a few daisies. And lots and lots and lots of yarrow, which I absolutely love. I'm a really massive yarrow fan. I like picking it, I like using it for teas and stuff, so you know, I mean, anything I say, you really need to check it out before you do it, because these are just my opinions on things. But it's a fantastic medicinal plant and I love the flowers, and it attracts so many different kinds of bugs. It's unbelievable. So we've managed to put these posts in for the hammock and for the beans. That happened on Sunday, thanks to a little group that we started on the allotments called Helping Hands. It's for solo allotment workers who need just an extra hand to do tricky bits on their allotments, or if they just get a bit overwhelmed, we can help dig over a bed. But the idea is we all help each other. It's a mutual aid group. So I'm very pleased about these. I only managed to untangle them yesterday, these beans, because I didn't have a proper framework up for them. So they were kind of twisting around each other and scrambling over the other plants, so that was a little bit time consuming to very carefully unpick them all and put them on their new support network. Sweet peas here are doing well. I haven't started flowering yet. These are later than the ones I've been doing succession planting for sweet peas. I popped another morning glory in there. You can see the gorgeous heart-shaped leaves. So I'm hopeful for these beans along here. There should be runner beans and French beans. These are lovely. I think these are zinnias that a lovely friend gave me the seeds for, and that was a real surprise to see them, because it took them a while to come up and they were a little bit iffy when they were small. It took a little bit of TLC. The ones in these small pots just next to it, I kept them in the polytunnel in smaller pots for ages, and now I've just repotted them. So it just shows you what happens if you don't pot things on at the right time. If you leave them in pots too long, they do kind of struggle to regain the kind of vigour and stuff that they would have had if you potted them on at the right time. My lobelia, trailing lobelia, is looking lovely. It's looking a bit dry. I need to water it. These sedums are flowering. They're absolutely exquisite flowers. They look like snowdrops. Again, more yarrow. This is all self-seeded, and I've just left it here. I have been chopping bits back that have been falling into where we sit, and I do take bunches back. I do like, it's a very, very mild scent, but it is a lovely scent for cut flower. But you do need to take them out the house before they start shedding all the tiny little petals, because that can be a bit of a pain. I found these lovely chairs in the car park yesterday, and some people that were in the car park having their lunch, I very cheekily asked them if they wouldn't mind just keeping an eye on them while I went to get my wheelbarrow, and luckily nobody else tried to get them, so I managed to fit them in my wheelbarrow, and I'm really chuffed with them. They're really solid, just in time for this extension of my seating area here, because on top of these posts, the plan is to drape some camo net, so it'll be nice and shady under there, and in time I might create a little frame and actually use it for maybe just trying to grow some hops up it to have a natural shade. That was really fun to do. It was a little bit problematic when I grew hops up here because it's so vigorous. It took quite a lot of the, it pushed quite a lot of the plastic up that I used for the roofing, the clear roofing stuff. It was absolute rubbish. It was 80 quid to cover that, and it's not even lasted 3 years. So that was a waste of money. I might ask my friend to, well obviously I'll have to pay, but to put an actual roof with roofing felt on, just to make it more robust, and also just for the shade. But I'll make sure I get some light coloured roofing felt, so it doesn't get really hot under there. So I was absolutely amazed at this gorgeous bright pink yarrow that came up, because it's different to the yarrow that I planted before. That was called grapefruit yarrow, and this is a deeper shade. It's faded a little bit now because they've been out for a while, but that was a real joyful moment to see this gorgeous pink emerging. A couple of them have actually started crossing, so there's ones with white and pink on them, which is really interesting. I do think that they all kind of mix up, yarrows, mix up seed between them and change, hybridize. These are sweet peas that I still need to put in, and these are chrysanthemums that I need to put in. So I think I'll be popping them all in this little bed here. I've had lots of black currants. I've made 4 jars of black currant jam, and a jar of black currant syrup. and I really like having them in winter, to have some taste of summer in winter. Have it in my yogurt or porridge, delicious. Or even on ice cream. The syrup on plain ice cream is gorgeous. So I've got one little cornflower here, which makes me really happy. It's been very windy the last few days, so it's blown lots of petals off, but there's more flowers coming. Usually I have lots of cornflowers, but every year seems to be a little bit different. I mean, I do sow wildflower seed mixes, and yeah, it's always a little bit hit and miss, because I'm guessing my soil isn't great, or I don't water them enough, or something. So this bed here is looking lovely. The aubrietia, I think it got too dry. I was trying to water it, and it will come back. My catmint has recovered from all the cat attention. It's just about to flower. That was the original pink yarrow I had. It's quite a bit, I'm not sure you can tell from this photo, but this camera, but it's quite a bit paler than the other pink. Mallow is flowering, and these are flowers that kind of fluoresce in the evenings. Really magical. I'm guessing to attract the night insects. These have been lovely, these little stocks. Very beautiful fragrance. I love the tininess of the flowers, and the insects absolutely adore them too. Oops. Oh, one more thing I want to show you. My aubergines. I'm going to be cropping them tonight. I've got two lovely big ones here. I'm really amazed and really pleased with that. Lots more coming. Lots more aubergines coming. I did start these in January on a heat mat in my flat, as well as these peppers. So I've got some sweet peppers coming, and right at the back there, I'm not sure you can see, but there's actually a chili one as well. So I wasn't sure what they all are. I thought the leaves would be really different, but they were really similar, not enough different that I could tell the difference. But the flowers of the sweet peppers are much fatter. The flowers of the chilies are much more delicate. I'm not sure you can see how delicate the little flowers are. And these are much more kind of chunkier flowers. These are all my, this is all my kale and what is it, purple sprouting broccoli, which I will probably put into that bed once I've dug up the potatoes. This tomato is doing well, it's setting fruit, so that's great. I love this Clark here that's self-seeded here. Always try and remember to give it a bit of water. Let's see, my Cape gooseberries are great. They're flowering, bees absolutely love them. There's quite a few that have already set. They're setting fruit. They do take a while, you have to wait for them to be almost transparent. The outer husk, the cape of the Cape gooseberry, that becomes almost transparent, then they're ready to eat. I'm still taking from my watercress, but I'm just being a little bit more careful not to take too much at a time, because the seeds I set off haven't germinated yet. I do remember they did take a while to germinate, but I really would like a lot more watercress. This is what's happening in here. It's mainly clover now, which obviously the bees and the insects really love. I've cropped most of the black currants. Next year I'll be getting loads more because I took loads of cuttings which have all struck. Blueberries are coming along. I'm really hoping that they ripen before whatever took my strawberries. discovers them. The Cape gooseberries I put in here are sort of just starting to get going now, so we'll just have to see if anything comes of them. They're looking good though, but I have to keep pushing the clover away because obviously the clover is really vigorous. I've had a couple of really delicious raspberries off this cane, so I think that's probably enough for today for the update. So thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate it, and I hope that this video inspires you to get out, be nosy, look in other people's gardens, get inspired, and just try and enjoy summer. Thank you.